And we return with covering the Mikawa festival, and the reason why I'm on the menu here, or on the, I guess, title screen, I guess, even though it doesn't have a title on it, is because I was just doing some of the mini games to get some to count toward the daily commissions. But I was gonna make my way back to the Adventurers Guild so I can claim my stuff. I wound up triggering the next cutscene because I didn't realize the time had passed. That's when I was doing the games. So it started up a cutscene, so I basically closed the thing down. So once I open this up, it'll start the cutscene again. So let's continue on with part 2.
Doesn't look like Miko is around here anywhere. Paimon doesn't see Ayato or Ayaka either.
Probably wouldn't be so crappy if I wasn't playing on PlayStation 4. I wonder how different things will be when I get a PS5 and how different things will feel for me.
Are we too early? Lodging 9.
Did you hear? Someone encountered a doppelganger here last night.
I'm just gonna keep auto off for now because in case I need to read for people.
A doppelganger? You mean like a doppelganger of themselves? Or someone they know?
You know what they say. Anyone who sees their doppelganger will be replaced by them within 3 days.
Yeah, I was popping my fingers.
That's just a folktale. It's not real.
Doppelgangers? That's a common folk tale in Inazuma, isn't it? Ever heard of it, Traveler?
Not for doppelganger. I always just thought doppelganger is just another term for imposter or something like that, unless it's actually a term for like some urban legend. I know the gist.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous one, huh? A friend being replaced by a complete stranger? Also, the timing is a bit too coincidental, don't you think? Could it be related to what we saw last night?
Probably.
The whole doppelganger thing sounds kind of like what Sayu was talking about with Bunshin Phantasm. Maybe something went wrong with Kichiboshi's powers? Well, thinking about it isn't going to get us anywhere. Why don't we go check on Sayu's team?
I'm gonna turn my headphones down just because I don't know if you guys can hear my headphones or not.
Huh? They're not here yet.
Maybe they're still asleep.
Well, if it is Sayu we're talking about, it's definitely possible. Oh, someone's coming.
Suspicious.
Weird. Is he here to work on the equipment? But he doesn't look like any of the workers we saw yesterday. And it doesn't seem like he's here for the games.
Didn't mean to skip that so quick.
He snuck away again. Do you think he might be...
Let's follow him and see what he does. I wound up seeing another... Oh, we're just going straight to this.
He's constantly looking back. Paimon's calling it now. Something fishy is going on.
Don't jump to conclusions. Let's keep watching.
Good point. He could be on his way to meet someone. Let the hunter become the hunted.
It must be one of those like cryo lilies, whatever you call them, or slime or something like that with cryo on the water if you keep seeing it freeze over like that.
Reporting back, ma'am. Nothing suspicious to note at the Bunshin Phantasm booth. It's possible there's no connection to the incident from last night.
Sarah. I see. Did you find any other clues?
Sarah?
Hey, look behind you. Good morning, you two. And, I do not think I've seen Hazel in any event that I've personally played myself. And no, I'm not done out his hangout events. I believe he has them anyway. Okay, I have never met him if this is showing up. A young detective working for the Tenryu Commission, who appears well behaved and polite, but actually thumbs his nose at all the official mumbo jumbo. As someone with extensive experience in solving crimes, Hazel is always the first one to head. The head of the police station turns to whenever there is an unusually complicated case. However, according to the young detective himself, His true trump card has never been experience but intuition. No wonder he always wears a confident smile on his face. That's what we call the ease of a genius.
Hazel! What's going on here?
I was wondering who was daring enough to sneak up on one of our detectives. Maybe I should have expected it to be you. I guess that makes us the hunted, so the tenure commission's on the case. Traveler, Paimon. I am not good at voice acting. Especially with the opposite
Forgive
sex.
me, ma'am. I have failed as a detective. I did not realize someone was on my tail.
The people on your tail were kind of special people. Considering a traveler's skill, the fault is not with you.
So, what's going on? What are you investigating? It must be serious if Hazel's involved.
Well, about that. Unfortunately, my orders prevent me from sharing that information with you. Come on, who's giving you the orders? I'm pretty sure. Who's giving you the orders?
Huh? What orders? You really can't tell us anything?
If Sarah and Hazel are hesitant to divulge information, there's only one person who could be responsible. Those orders come from the Shogun, don't they? Yep, yep, that says it all.
An astute observation, traveler. Tell him the truth.
Yeah, now which one is this? Just Shogun.
What? The Shogun is here?
Check her eyes.
You recognized me with a single glance?
It's your eyes. And the manner and voice manners are different. But most notable is the eyes. Shogun, we still haven't completed the investigation.
It matters not. I am certain the person standing before us is our friend, the traveler. His gaze, his presence, his mastery of several types of elemental energy. There is no mistake. And we need his help.
Yep. Understood. The investigation team was sent to survey a piece of land yesterday. Tenure Commission received a report that the team was found unconscious in the field. Not only that, but the group appeared to have been trapped in an endless nightmare unable to wake up.
No, please! Stay away!
We detected intermittent traces of yokai power where they were found. We followed the traces and ended up here, just outside the festival grounds.
What?
Should we call off the festival? Unfortunately, it's not that simple. You've heard the rumors about the doppelgangers, yes? We suspect the culprit has the ability to change form, allowing them to spread misinformation at will. They may have already infiltrated the festival grounds. If we call off the festival, we may give them a chance to escape amid the chaos. Even the slightest movement could alert them. Locking down the festival grounds could provoke them to attack, which would endanger the public.
You're right. That's a big risk.
The purpose of this festival is to bring humans and yokai together. We cannot allow the culprit to endanger anyone.
But what if they attack again? A very valid concern. Last night we dispatched a group of soldiers to the festival grounds. They'll remain undercover to keep an eye on things. We also blocked off several nearby roads under the pretext of construction, so we can keep civilians away as much as possible. Even the almighty Shogun has taken upon herself to patrol the area at night, prepare all night.
Fortunately, no one else has been harmed.
Thank you.
Ah, so the thunder we heard was you!
I apologize for our failing, Shogun. You should not have had to intervene.
On the contrary, it was my decision. I was unable to capture the culprit last night, so I left to discuss a plan with Miko. I did not show myself once I saw you were safe, and for that, I apologize.
Speaking of Miko, where is she?
She is investigating the trace of yokai power found at the scene. Though it fades in and out, it never strays from Mount Yogo.
Which means if the culprit infiltrated the festival grounds, they must still be nearby. The only people close to the grounds last night were the staff. Last night were the staff and the contestants sang at the shrine. A big problem I have when I'm trying to read this is like, I start reading it, I read it like how I think it's gonna finish, or like how I would say it, but then I look at the thing again, I'm like, oh shit, I'm not saying it right.
Miko is working with the Kamisato siblings to verify the identities of the staff members. They should be done soon. As for the contestants, that inquiry must be performed by someone else.
Is that why you need my help?
The Tenryo Commission is too conspicuous. But as the judge of the competition, you can ask questions without arousing suspicion.
Okay, so you need us to talk to the teams and see if there's an imposter among us?
If I was one of those bigger YouTubers or other YouTubers, I'd probably put like a sound effect or a GIF or something referencing a certain video game. I'm not going to, though.
Precisely. Traveler, I understand these people are your friends, and it puts you in a difficult position. But if one of them has indeed been displaced by a yokai, they could be in grave danger.
I understand. I'll do my best.
Thank you. I truly hope the situation is not as grave as it seems.
What are you guys gonna do next? Continue to investigate from a distance?
Well, there's only so much we can learn that way, so I think we need to find a way to slip onto the grounds. It's better for us to be at the scene if something goes wrong. I fear the Shogun is far too revered figure for that. If she arrives at the grounds, it will certainly cause a stir. Yep.
Worry not. Miko and I discussed that issue. She claims to have a plan. The preparations are underway as we speak.
I always worry what brews in that head of hers.
One of her genius plans, huh?
Somehow scheme seems more accurate.
Indeed. If you learn any details of said plan, I would like to know what I'm getting myself into.
You know, I do wonder. You're like, with the state of technology in Tevat, I wonder if anything like a phone exists yet. If there is, I don't recall seeing any. Phone, walkie-talkie, communicator, or any portable such communication. Hang on.
Okay, so where do we start? We need to ask questions to figure out if there's an imposter, but we can't arouse suspicion. Oh, looks like Sayu's team is already here. Well, guess we'll just play it by ear.
Oh, excuse me. Alright, let's see what we got.
So tired. I don't feel rested at all. How come you two have so much energy? Didn't you stay up even later than me?
Hey, me and Sayu are like on completely separate wavelengths.
Weak.
Kichiboshi, that's not a nice thing to say to a friend. Saya's probably just tired because she came up with all the ideas yesterday. Need a break, Sayu? I can start thinking about the ending stages in the meantime. It's been forever since we've done something fun together. You need to have enough energy to enjoy it.
Oh, it's okay. I can push through. Sayu and Yoimiya seem the same as ever. Kichibushi too. How should we test them?
Let's ask about the past.
Oh, good idea! Doppelgangers only mimic appearances. They wouldn't know about someone's past. Let's give it a try.
I wonder how this format's gonna work. How this is gonna be formatted.
White fur, yellow fur.
Oh, you guys are here bright and early.
Yeah, well, the Traveler's judging this thing, so we can't slack off, right?
The problem with making Paimon speak in place of the Traveler is... it needs to make... How do I word this? She's very bad at keeping the low profile and very bad at keeping secrets and very bad at not being suspicious. Still, you don't need to make anything, so what's the rush?
Yeah. If the people in charge are here early, that usually means there's been some kind of emergency. Oh, no, it's just... The Traveler really wanted to see you!
Smooth, Paimon. Fucking dipshit. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Oh, why?
Well, it's your game! Playing your game yesterday? Brought up a whole bunch of old memories.
I swear, just seeing Paimon just trying to do damage control it's really it's hard to listen to.
So we wanted to come early to reminisce about old times. You know, because you might be busy later and stuff.
Ah, Paimon. What kind of excuse is that? They're busy now.
White fur acting super strange.
See what I mean? The fucking dumbass. Time to change the topic. Oh yeah. Hold on. I was just thinking about the Aranara. I just remembered of a certain ambush order. I don't know how this relates to anything here. When I think of pilgrimage, I think of fucking Natlan. I don't know what ambush order refers to. I know this is probably relating to Yoimiya's second story quest. I'll ask about this. Oh, you know what? Me too. I thought about adding them to our game, considering the dream theme and everything. At the end, the ideas just wouldn't come together.
Marinara? Yum!
Not that. No, it's not food. Yarinara, like, small yokai from Sumeru. They're super friendly and cute and can give you good dreams. Actually, that describes you too, Kichiboshi. If you ever go to Sumeru, I'm sure you'll be able to... You'll be considered a good Nara.
Good banana?
Do these things' ears just not work or something?
Sumeru, huh? The dreams there are supposed to be special. Did you witness a dream or something? Maybe it could give us some inspiration, and we wouldn't have to think so much.
No, if you did, no one did Yoimiya's second story quest. I wonder if that would have even been something to pick. That option would have been something to pick. Sorry, the dream is a little hard to describe, don't you think, Traveler? Sometimes there are too many feelings in a dream. It's hard to use, it's hard to use as a reference material.
Alright. I was just wondering what kind of dream it was, that's all.
I guess it was the kind where a lot of things happen. Anyway, it's a long story. How about we wait until after the competition? Traveler and I can tell it together. Sounds good. After that, you share many more blah blah blah. Oh shoot, where did the time go? We have so many levels to design today.
Oh, we should get out of your fur, hair then. Good luck, everyone. Bye, White Fur. Bye, Yellow Fur. Come back and play.
Why are we looking up there?
Wow, we've had so many adventures, huh? You don't even realize it until someone brings up the past.
Do you still remember the original meeting of our journey?
Oh yeah, totally. It was, what was it again?
I figured.
Anyway, Paimon didn't pick up on anything suspicious from that team. If anything, we were the weird ones forcing conversations and stuff.
And whose fault is that?
Okay, so maybe it wasn't the best strategy. Leaning into the judge angle is probably a safer bet. Let's ask about the creative process behind the game and confirm their identities that way. Paimon saw Toma's team show up just now, so we can investigate them next.
I wonder if I want to be able to pick that up when I went to this event here. Oh yeah, this guy. Hey, alrighty. Toma, what you got for me, friend?
Hey, Toma! We were hoping to learn a bit more about the philosophy behind your game. Is now a good time?
Ah, looks like our judges are hard at work this morning. Hang on. It's annoying drinking myself. Making it pop, but then it makes it to belch.
Feel a soft bee?
Oh, Boss can explain that one.
Boss and Shosei were up super late last night coming up with ideas.
And he's back at it this morning, as energetic as ever. Boss is the best!
Oh, I don't deserve that much praise. But when it comes to the talking part, I guess I'm the best person to answer your questions.
Time for an interview.
You put on the yeah, you guys knew it. As soon as I saw her face obstruct, I knew that these fucking things were coming back.
Into you?
Ask away, judges. What do you think is the most important aspect of the game? Did you design the game with anyone in mind? Well, from a design standpoint, we want it to be a game for everyone.
Not so fast. Everyone isn't an answer. You need to be more specific about your target audience.
You're absolutely right. Then allow me to revise my answer. Our target audience includes growing children ages 0 to 18.
Makes sense. Kids need a little exercise here and there.
Second would be active adults, ages 18 to 40.
Right. Adults have more stamina, so they can get more out of the game.
Next would be the older adults, ages 40 to 60, especially those in needs of exercise.
Older adults. Exercise is important for healthy aging, but something feels off about this.
Finally, we have elderly people who are still full of life. That would be 60 to to 1,000.
Okay. Wait. That includes everyone!
Well, we can forget about the yokai, right? This game is for humans and yokai alike, after all. Oh, we can't forget.
But not for Ioroi.
The big statue. Because he's trapped in a statue, I'm guessing? Besides, you seem to agree with each group, Paimon, unless you intend to change your tune.
Next question!
You continue asking questions until my answers faultlessly. So there you have it. Hope me that answer your question, judges.
Whoa, not a single stumper.
Never underestimate a housekeeper. Well, I'm sure the interview is the only part of the evaluation process. We'll see what you think when you play the game yourself. Which reminds me, I should probably get back to work on the stage. Want to give it a try when you're done? It would be my pleasure. When we're done. Hold up. Sorry if you heard that. In that case, let's get to it.
Yes, Boss Toma!
Well, Toma's answers were all very genuine. Paimon didn't notice anything un-Toma-like about them. Plus, he was with Shosei until late last night. If you think about when we saw the nightmare creature, the timing doesn't match up. Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was acting weird.
You know, the traveler's thinking when he's thinking like this.
So, we're back at square one. That just leaves Kokomi's team, right? Guess we should check them out.
I don't see them up there, interestingly.
Huh? White fur and yellow fur are here early.
Where's your friends?
You're here alone? Huh. Where are Kokomi and the others?
Don't know about Great Yokai, but Soul Lady is behind you.
Soul Lady?
Soul Lady? Oh, as in Soul of the Deep. Okay. Wait, did you say behind us?
You have questions for me, I presume?
Kokomi! A little warning next time!
Sounds like you already know why we're here. Yes, I heard about the doppelganger incident. When I saw you around the venue just now, it wasn't hard to connect the dots. That's what you want to know. Energy.
Energy? Oh! The numbers you write in your diary!
In a tree? Dryberry?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I remember the story quest when we first found out about that. She got super embarrassed, especially when she read that. When he read the part when he returned to the island for the first time since the rebellion days. That really embarrassed her. So we can leave it there, right? You need to ask any more questions, I would imagine. Yep, all good. Yep, because only he would know about. Him and Paimon would know about that diary. I mean, her too, I guess. What am I saying? As for Gyobu Koban, he was in the shrine all night. I can't imagine he's the criminal you're searching for.
Gyobu Koban is a criminal?
Out of every human words you hear the first time, that's the one?
No,
when you get
of course not. You're in the clear.
In the clear. Is good?
Very good.
Good.
What about Mizuki? Where did she go?
She left after receiving a message in the middle of the night. Looking back on it, perhaps it's related to your own investigation. What's my timing at? 27? Okay. Oh, she left. I heard a whisper under her breath, ordering me around in the middle of the night. What does she think she is? Miko. She probably need an expert on nightmares to help formulate a strategy. Strategy. Fuck. I don't know why I said tragedy. Or a mix of strategy and tragedy. Let's see here. Well, I guess that would also confirm Mizuki's identity.
Something tells me a certain someone is missing me.
Not particularly. I'm not a hater. Hater, I promise.
Huh? Miko and Mizuki!
Hello, traveler. Paimon.
Did you finish your work?
Yes, I left the rest to the young fellow from the Kamisato clan. At least for now, there's nothing
falling asleep.
suspicious to note.
That means the culprit didn't manage to sneak in. That's a relief.
Just like that, you let down your guard? And all it took was for me to wear her face.
What?
The culprit? It's you!
If you keep joking like this, I want 30% of the profit.
Oh? Greedy little thing. I thought we agreed on 20.
Hey, a joke like that. You're the only one in Mizuma who would do that.
Oh, it's getting harder and harder to tease you, traveler.
Can you stop with the teasing then? Even I'm reaching my limit.
500 years and you're still not used to it? Sounds like you need more practice.
There's a time and place for everything.
At least spare me for the day. I can't take the mental torment right now. I'm running on fumes.
So what did you do last night?
Investigated the Shogunate officials' nightmares, analyzed the traces of yokai power around Mount Yogo. Oh, and worked on some new game stages, of course.
All in one night?
She's barely awake.
Well, I didn't want someone to ruin the Mikawa Flower Festival. But I also wanted to do my best for my part of the festival. Besides, I've talked to many patients who worked multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Compared to that, complaining about one night of hard work is a little unreasonable, don't you think?
Yeah. Even so, I think you should take a break, Miss Mizuki. Gyobu Koban and I can handle the game development in the meantime. I learned a lot yesterday, and I'm sure I can handle a few design elements while you get some rest. We can't have our lead developer out of commission. I'm not confident I can bring our vision to fruition on my own.
You're very persuasive, Kokomi. It would seem you also have a talent for clinical psychology. I'll leave it to you two then.
Sweet dreams.
Mizuki goes to rest, blah 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 blah. Yeah,
Mizuki really cares about the festival, huh? She's putting so much pressure on herself.
Perhaps she's reminded of the festivals of the past when I was just a kid, and Mizuki a young Baku. We would rush past the other yokai, desperate to get the first piece of fried tofu from the ramen stand. It would seem she hasn't forgotten, even after 500 years.
Not like you haven't forgotten either.
You know, there's something to be said for knowing when to keep your mouth shut, little one. Well, enough about the past. We must focus on the matter at hand.
But you didn't notice anything suspicious, right? That should mean the culprit didn't sneak in.
That's one possibility. The other is that the culprit's transformation is even more convincing than we imagined. In that case, we need a detective with a more professional skill set. Or we need to find a way to provoke them and get their facade to crack.
But that sounds dangerous.
Thinking traveler.
If the culprit is deep in disguise, a slight provocation won't completely expose them. What we need is to create reasonable doubt. Make the culprit question whether their cover is blown. As they hesitate over whether to make some kind of last stand, that is our chance.
So how do you plan to provoke them?
Oh, A didn't tell you? Allow me to show you.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Mikawa Flower Festival, it is my honor to announce an esteemed guest from Tenshukaku has agreed to take part in this year's festival.
Oh? This may freak some people out.
Please welcome Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder.
Yeah. How long did it take Sara to get that name fully memorized? Probably not very long knowing her. Transfer for her. Hey, it's the Shogun! Mighty Shogun is here in person?
So this was your plan, Miko?
Well, not bad, right?
Wow, that was quite the entrance. Paimon can't believe she agreed to that.
Mighty Shogun's presence is bound to cause a stir. Instead of struggling to maintain a low profile, it's better for her to step into the open. And it means a detective can slip into the venue alongside the retinue without turning any heads at all. In the presence of the Shogun, not even the most cunning of criminals can let their guard down. Their every move needs to be faultless. The more you focus on getting one thing right, the easier it is for the rest to become cracks in the glass. That's what Miko wants to take advantage of. And she's using the almighty Shogun as bait. The Lady Guji's as daring as ever.
Why didn't you clue us in earlier? We wasted all that time asking pointless questions.
Your intel is very useful, actually. We didn't know how things will unfold, but I have a feeling the truth will be revealed soon. In the meantime, stick with the Shogun, Traveler. We need everyone focused on her. I'll do my best. I don't mind being near A. Alright, under my command, the Tenure Commission will remain on high alert. If anything goes wrong, report back to me at once. It would have been nice if Sara was voicing how involved she is. After we surveyed each stall just like yesterday. She's just watching them. His presence definitely caused a stir, but it didn't take long for the festive atmosphere to return. Yeah, more time with A. Does she know how to use one of those? Maybe a day will come when A can leave the Tenshukaku and it won't be out of the ordinary. I'm just gonna keep... Maybe I'll give this a screenshot, potentially. She actually knows how to use one, I'll be damned.
Another day of hard work. Where did the time go?
Remember how she didn't understand how cameras worked in her story quest?
Almighty Shogun! Glory to your everlasting reign! Welcome. Welcome.
Glory to your everlasting reign.
This stall looks familiar. Yet it would seem the ownership has changed hands.
You must be thinking of Tomoki. wasn't feeling well today, so I'm filling in.
I see. Yet, you remind me of someone. A Doshin from the Tenryo Commission.
Oh.
What are you looking at, eh?
The food offerings. Although this vendor seems...
The vendor's giving me a pleading look, and judging by his cooking skill, it almost seems like his first day on the job. Hey, he's working.
Working? Ah. I see. I appreciate your dedication, sir.
Of course. It's an honor to serve such esteemed guests.
No need for formalities. I'll take 3 orders of dongo milk.
Right away.
3 orders? So Paimon gets one too?
Yes. I wanted to thank you for accompanying me. Without you by my side, I imagine the people here would be on edge even now. I have my reasons for being here, of course, but I would hate to tarnish the festive atmosphere.
This festival's for everyone, including you.
Indeed. The Mikawa Flower Festival. Hundreds of years have passed since I last partook of the festivities. Much is different this time. The people, the place, the games. Yet, the name endures, and the joy of celebration along with it. I suppose that, in itself, is a form of eternity.
You're still on that, I see.
Traveler, Paimon. And the almighty Shogun?
Oh, Mizuki! Looks like you got some much-needed rest.
Yume Mizuki. Thank you for your aid earlier.
Of course. I'm always willing to help. It's my duty. I wish I could have dispelled the nightmares, but this situation is uncharted territory for me.
Even so, relieving the pain of the nightmares is no small feat. You honor the legacy of the Yumeku Ippaku.
So not even Mizuki could fix it? What's going on with this nightmare creature?
Do you know something, or you think you know something, eh?
Let's save the difficult questions for later. Actually, I came here to ask you something. Want to come to the Isa bathhouse with me? Most of the contestants will be there. Oh, and don't worry about payment. It's my treat.
Really? Yes, let's go!
You want us to go? You want us to go to the hot springs now?
Well, game development isn't easy. Most of the contestants are exhausted and could use a break. You've been under a lot of pressure yourselves with the investigation and all, so I thought you might like to join.
Of course we would! Right, Traveler?
I will remain here. I rarely have time away from Tenshukaku, and I would like to continue perusing the stalls.
How long we've been out and about? How many stalls are there how many stalls are there that you haven't checked out?
Aw, that's too bad.
Then I'm not going. Then I'm not going either, or they're okay. I'll go.
I almost forgot. Miko wanted to talk to you, Traveler. I'll take you to her first.
Oh? Well, why don't we all go?
Almighty Shogun, your dongo milk is ready.
Oh, delicious.
No need, Shogun. Miko just had some quick things to go over with the judges, that's all. You and Paimon can wait here. We'll only be a minute.
Be right back.
Alright, now we can talk freely.
Miko doesn't need to see me. Does she? You need to talk to me in private.
I think something's off with the Shogun. You've been with her the whole day. Have you noticed anything?
Something off, no. She seems troubled.
Exactly. You noticed too.
Something off. Something did seem off with Ada Day. Maybe she's not used to leaving Tenchukaku, or was it the reaction of the crowd? No. We've been through so much. Giving something so trivial It wouldn't shake her. She must be keeping something to herself.
I've witnessed a lot of cases where patients, for a variety of reasons, are unwilling or unable to seek help. Unfortunately, that only exacerbates the problem. Until their emotions become so heavy, even the strongest of people collapse under the weight. I see those warning signs in the Shogun.
So even the Archons aren't immune to emotional strain. I mean, I feel like I feel like mentally and my God, I feel like an idiot. Biologically, they're not too different from humans.
Humans, yokai, and archons bear the same capacity for emotion and are naturally susceptible to the same mental turmoil.
I mean, erosion's basically mental degradation over time. That's the thing that Abe sealed herself in Tenjukaku to avoid.
It's very possible that someone who appears strong on the outside has learned to compartmentalize their negative emotions, and that is far from healthy.
I understand.
Anyway, the quickest route to curing the mind is through the heart. That's where you come in, Traveler.
As a psychologist, isn't that where you come in? Now I think of it, we never really see an A really. And yeah, what's the word? How do I phrase this? Like let anything out, I guess.
Approaching someone in a professional capacity often makes them more guarded. But don't worry, you'll still have my help. Here, with these 2 special coupons, you can get into Isa Bathhouse after closing. Then, this is what you're gonna do.
The sound-suppressing lantern.
Finally, you're back! Paimon's had 2 servings of dango milk already!
You took his, didn't you?
Sorry for the wait. It sounds like the Traveler has other plans, Paimon. So we'll head to the bathhouse on our own.
Huh? You're not coming?
I'll explain later. Just have fun.
Okay. Paimon will bring you back a hot spring egg!
There is no need to stay behind on my behalf. If you leave now, I'm sure you can catch up.
Something tells me you chose to stay on behind on our behalf.
What makes you say that?
You want everyone to relax. You don't want people to be on edge because of you.
If my presence makes them nervous or impedes their ability to relax, does that not defeat the purpose of going to the hot springs? I already disturbed their progress by coming to the festival. The last thing everyone needs is more distractions.
But aren't you under pressure too?
As you know, this body is hardly that fragile. It can operate for another 100 years with no issue.
You didn't deny it.
Mortals are weak in body and mind. If there is a choice of who to bear such a burden, naturally that person should be me.
What if you didn't have to worry about bothering anyone? Would you agree to go to the hot springs then?
What does it matter? The world is not so easily bent to one's will.
I'll take that as a yes. I have a pair of special coupons right here. Here, we can get to the bathhouse after closing.
What clever verbal tricks, Traveler. It appears you've been spending too much time with Miko.
Oh god, no. She's influencing us. It's an honest offer.
You think you can get away with manipulating the Shogun? I wouldn't be so sure.
Jeez. Alright, come on, let's go.
Persistent indeed. Very well. As you proposed, we shall set out at midnight.
This must be where that fucking, one of the things I saw on Twitter comes in.
As I said, let's wait until midnight. You can attend to other matters in the meantime.
Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say. Let's see here. Come on. Oh, you didn't go to the hot springs? You didn't either? Ah, well, a whole crowd of people have left already. Hold up. I'll go a bit later with Shosei and a few others. Besides, we're a bit behind with our game. We need to catch up. Well, your team is the biggest. I guess it's my fault for going overboard with the ideas. Goes when the others can barely keep up. Sometimes delegating work is harder than doing it yourself. I wonder if this is how he feels being head of the clan. Well, don't work too hard. Of course, right back at you. Let me see. I guess I'll just do a little skip. I think it's set around here works. I might have missed the mark by a bit. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Alright, hey.
Well, shall we head out?
Let's go.
All right. No reason to delay.
I don't want to say, I don't usually the eyes the way to tell if it's A or the Shogun, but I wonder if that's only the case when they're both on the same screen together. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff locked out from A when she's playable before you complete the Archon quest. I wouldn't know because she wasn't around at the time for me to pull her.
Steam replete with the scent of orchids. Water that turns the complexion a blushing pink. So, this is a hot spring.
Potential thumbnail. I'm gonna have a lot of potential thumbnails to pick through in this video, probably. Is this your first time here?
Yes, there are royal hot springs near Tenshukaku. But the plans were set in motion only after Hiragi Hiroshi introduced the Snezhnayan blast furnace to Inazuma, and that was 500 years ago.
Snezhnayan blast furnace.
When the project was complete, I was already in the plain of Euthymia. And, naturally, the body of the Shogun has no need for such luxuries.
Hiragi Hiroshi.
The members of the Kanjo Commission were once friends with Makoto and the Kitsune Saigu. Although mere mortals, those who managed to survive back then were special individuals indeed.
What happened back then?
What makes you say that?
The look on your face.
Now I see why my officials claim that the hot springs facilitate conversation. Even I find myself divulging more than intended. You're correct. Following the dark disaster 500 years ago, a nightmare engulfed Inazuma. On a battlefield consumed in darkness, our soldiers fought against dark forces, creatures capable of possessing people and trapping them in nightmares. Even the Yumekui Baku could do nothing to wake them.
As awful as that sounds, it doesn't seem bad enough to make you this upset.
Perhaps not. The battle was intense. Those who stood up in defense of this land knew the chance of survival was slim. In the face of certain death, surely a nightmare is nothing to fear. But what if I told you this? If the person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation, it would become a waking nightmare instead.
Oh. The person trapped in the nightmare was strong enough to overcome incapacitation. Oh. So essentially, if you woke up, it wouldn't end.
The person would lose all capacity to distinguish dream from reality, perceiving everything in the real world as a continuation of the war, and every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated.
This makes me think of fucking that one person who's suffering from PTSD and fucking Natlin.
And every precious thing in life as an enemy to be annihilated. That is a far more painful nightmare, both for the person in question and those around them.
If I'm broken out of the nightmare yesterday. I wasn't imagining. I don't know where that came from. Well, that have happened to me. Then A must be so worried because They must be so worried because... Did that happen to someone back then?
Yes.
What happened?
I unleashed Muso no Hitotachi and struck her down.
I'm sorry.
No need. I have no regrets. I know it was the right decision, both for Inazuma's sake and her own. If necessary, I would do it again.
Hey.
Well, it's about time you two showed yourselves, yes? You've listened in long enough.
Oh.
Oh, it's you two.
Before you say anything, this part wasn't me.
Button. The potential thumbnail number 2. She's got herself the electro symbol on her back. Or is that a tattoo?
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, how about a hot spring tea party?
Hey!
Ah, nice and warm. No wonder the hot springs relaxed your inhibitions, eh?
Potential thumbnail number number 3. This is the one I think this is one I seen in the fucking trailer, I think.
So who came up with this idea? I want the truth.
Please don't make her use electro in the water. It end terribly, like putting a toaster or one of those hair thingies into the water.
I guess both of us?
Well, I happened to consult a certain clinical psychologist about how to get an old friend to open up. In her expert opinion, doing something new with a trusted companion in a new environment can make someone less guarded. Looks like it worked like a charm.
I understand the reasoning, but why not do it yourself?
It's one thing to trust that Miko has good intentions, but would you let your guard down around her?
Good point.
Your concern is misplaced. I kept these matters to myself because I was unsure whether this incident is connected to the past, and I did not want to interfere with the investigation. If the investigation reached an impasse, or new clues pointed to the nightmare from back then, naturally, I would have discussed this intel with you.
Intel, huh? It appears you still don't understand why I wanted you to open up in the first place.
Help! Help me!
What was that?
Sounds like it came from outside. Let's check it out. Oh no! Someone's unconscious!
Is it the nightmare?
It seems different in some respects. Step back and allow me to examine her.
She's awake?
What's going on? Almighty Shogun?
What happened just now? What frightened you?
Shogun,
It's all right. With the Shogun here, nothing can hurt you. Just take a deep breath and tell us what happened.
I almost fainted again just now.
Is that what happened earlier? You fainted?
Yes. I was on my way to Uyu restaurant. And as I was crossing the bridge, I saw someone staring at me from behind a tree. It was hard to make out their appearance in the dark, but I had a bad feeling. So I tried to get a closer look in the moonlight. And it was me! In that moment, I thought about how people who see their doppelganger usually end up dead, and I fainted from the shock. I don't remember anything after that.
A doppelganger in Inazuma City. But we only detected traces of the nightmare around Mount Yogo.
I I heard that people encountered doppelgangers at Mount Yogo too! Could it be the work of some terrible yokai?
Don't worry about that. The strongest yokai needs to know all right here.
Now that we have an understanding of the situation, why don't I take you to the police station to file a report?
Okay.
The situation is getting worse. If the doppelganger is limited to the festival grounds, that's one thing. But appearing on a random street in Inazuma City...
On the bright side, the victim seems okay this time.
Bad news, Shogun!
A Tenryo Commission official? What's wrong?
Another victim! At the festival! Kappa is trapped in a nightmare!
What?
But Sara and the others were keeping watch.
Make haste. Back to Mount Yogo at once.
What the... You're just gonna auto-move me back there? That's convenient.
Kappa! Kappa! Excuse me. Let me take a look.
Mizuki! Traveler! Finally, you're back!
Shogun, the fault is mine. The Tenryo Commission failed to protect those under our charge.
Now is not the time to cast blame. Did anyone witness the attack?
No, we have failed you. There's no trace of the enemy.
We split up for just a second, and the next thing we knew, he was on the ground.
Oh, it must be some terrible yokai.
Other than Bakedanuki transformation, there's no trace of yokai power at the scene. It's almost like the culprit's methods are getting more sophisticated. Doppelganger in Inazuma City also seemed to... The doppelganger in Inazuma City also seemed to appear without warning. Excuse me. Wait, there's a doppelganger in Inazuma City? Yeah, seems like it. Doppelgangers, nightmares, Inazuma City, Mount Yongu.
How is he, Mizuki?
It's strange. I can't perceive his nightmare. It's almost like he's not there at all.
The yokai! It must be getting stronger!
Kappa! Oh, please don't die!
It's my fault. I should have anticipated the culprit might resort to more sophisticated methods.
No. It was I who underestimated the enemy. I who allowed us to continue the festival despite the potential dangers. Sara, what is the status of the other contestants and staff?
All normal. Asked the Yashua Commission and moved them to a secure location just to be safe.
Good. By decree of the Shogun, I declare that the Mikawa Flower Festival is...
Wait.
What is it, Miko?
You're being too hasty, eh? I understand your concern for the people, but I urge you to think this through, or we risk playing into the enemy's hand. Considering your history with nightmares, you have better cause than anyone to exercise caution. But do you truly believe that what we're facing now is just a nightmare?
Explain.
Call it intuition. If you want the truth, perhaps Doshin Shikanoin could shed some light. I believe there's been a break in the case.
You flatter me, Lady Guji. I do have a few ideas. Up to this point, we've only detected traces of the nightmare creature around Mount Yongu, and now a doppelganger appears in Inazuma City. Our original thought was that the culprit infiltrated the venue to evade capture. If so, there'd be no reason for them to risk exposure by continuing to change form. Rather than concluding that the nightmare creature on top of everything now has the ability to disappear without trace, I think there's a different possibility. We've also seen this. Man. And Back Aguilar's still not back. I can tell because this would normally be voiced. I'm gonna assume it's this one. That's right. The entities appeared at the same time and place. That's why the Tenryou Commission conflated the two at first. But if we ignore the nightmare creature and look at the doppelgangers in isolation, the culprit's motive is clear. Zuma, taking control of Zuma, replacing everyone doppelgangers. I thought even a folktale would come with something that's so unrealistic. Cause panic. Oh, no. What's this say? I'm gonna assume it's this. That's right, because of the folktale about doppelgangers, the culprit was able to incite panic without attacking anyone at all. But after the Tenryou Commission secured the venue, the culprit appeared in Inazuma City so that the panic would spread. What is the end goal? Panic doesn't seem like enough of a motive. You're right, panic is a means to an end, but I think the shift into Inazuma City proves something. Whatever their goal, terrorizing one location wasn't enough. And since Inazuma City is their new target, the person they're impersonating at the festival should be absent. Unless the culprit found a way to cover their tracks and incite more panic by leaving behind a stand-in.
Kappa is made of wood?
Pinocchio!
No wonder I couldn't sense the nightmare.
I see. So the doppelganger infiltrated the festival as Kappa and is currently hiding in Inazuma City. Is that correct?
Not just that, replacing one person wasn't enough. If multiple people are placed at once, they can cover for each other. We didn't get to see each other much during the test of courage.
Kozo and his two friends were together the whole time, too. They would have noticed if someone was acting weird.
This kind of transformation is said to have a particular weakness. If the subject is frightened, the sky starts to crumble. Isn't that right? Hey, Yuko, Hitotsume Kozu?
It's a Bakedaniki tail!
Kikaku! Kikaku! Run!
Tetsunosuke?
They're getting away!
Aren't you supposed to be in Inazuma City?
And leave you two by yourselves? That's not the Tanuki way!
They're not going very fast.
No fighting! Let's go!
They're hardly going any speed. Why are you just standing there?
Bakedaniki! Those little terrors! Come on, let's go after them!
I haven't seen these
I've
dirt
had
things.
enough of these things! What even are they? More Bakedaniki tricks?
Out of the way, mud ball shit things.
Nothing's working! The humans are catching up!
Little rascals! Stop running!
Get the shotgun.
Transform! Stupid humans won't be able to recognize us!
Yeah, let's see here. A bunch of shit that doesn't belong. Great idea.
You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm up on fire.
Tetsunosuke, you idiot! Don't tell them the three of us turned into bonfires!
Hear that, Traveler? Bonfires! 3 of them! We'll show them, stupid.
Ouch! Transform!
They're gone again! Oh, what are they this time? Some kind of stone or brick? Oh!
Save us, Tsukumo!
Zero, protect us!
We're almost rid of them.
That's enough. I will not fail the Shogun again because of you.
Ah! A Tengu!
The only Tengu we really know.
Tengu was flying! Tengu is a cheater!
Can we actually see her fly at some point? Surrender now and I'll spare your life.
Tengu? Why are you helping the humans? Tengu is a yokai!
That's well, that answered that one question I had at the beginning of the first episode of this. My loyalties to the Shogun. Humans and yokai are no different in my eyes.
Shogun? That's the leader of the humans!
Shogun sent people to steal our land! Shogun is bad!
Nonsense. The Shogun would never give such an order.
Calm yourself, Sarah. Let's hear them out.
Shogun sent humans to steal our home!
And the Mikawa Flower Festival! Shogun is making yokai serve the humans!
Serve the humans? He's not talking about the game development, is he?
Shogun even forced Great Baku Yokai to work all night!
Oh, you mean yesterday? That was my choice, actually.
Jeez, where are these ideas coming from?
I think there's some misunderstandings. So what's with the fucking red circling them? Ichiboshi and the others weren't forcing anything.
Stay back!
Humans want to enslave us again!
Hold on. Something's not right. We should try a different approach.
No need. I know what's wrong. They're trapped in a nightmare.
What are you doing? Trying to put Tetsunosuke to work?
Kinkaku doesn't want to stay up all night.
Servitude, enslavement? These might sound like ridiculous misunderstandings to us, but that is their reality right now. A world of despair and fear, where enemies lurk at every turn, devoid of even a single shred of light.
I wouldn't be able to do that if this wasn't voiced.
So, they're sleepwalking? How do we wake them up?
If we knew how, we would have done so back then.
Give us your worst! Kinkaku will never leave the Tanuki path! Kinkaku will die before serving you!
I may have a solution.
Truly?
If the... Oh, this. If the nightmares come from the abyss, there's something I can try.
What are you doing? No, don't!
The humans are everywhere. We can hide forever.
How long have we been hiding? 100 years? 500 years?
No idea. If Ioroi was still around, he would remember.
Hell, he is.
Shh, quiet! Someone's coming.
This is a fine piece of land. The grain yield should be exceptional.
Remember to check for traces of yokai in the surrounding area. By order of the Shogun.
By order of the Shogun, we ought to exterminate all yokai that cross our path.
Why so hasty? We should leave some alive. We can make them work their own land.
Hey, you know about the Mikawa Flower Festival, right? I heard 50% of the profit is going to the development fund.
Oh yeah, the festival for humans. And... The festival for humans, and humans alone. The yokai have had their fun. It's our turn now.
That's right. We should put them to work. They're known for their transformations, right? Then the little monkeys can dance for us until they die!
Kudos whoever voice acted this.
No! How could they do that?
Excuse me.
Quiet! or they'll catch us.
Who does her voice that?
What? What is that?
Hey, are you alright? Yoko, Kappa, I need help over here! Hold on! We're coming!
The yokai and the humans are unconscious?
The same thing happened to all of them?
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
This yokai can speak.
No, if we don't make it to the Mikawa Flower Festival, Boss Tama will be so upset. Boss Tama will eat us.
The humans are coming for us. We're gonna lose our home. What do we do?
We infiltrate the Mikawa Flower Festival. We scare the humans away and then they won't come.
But how do we get into the festival?
Boss Toma is the best!
How about we turn into those 3 yokai?
These memories, they belong to the Bakedanuki.
Traveler! Traveler!
Are you all right, Traveler?
I'm fine.
Where are we?
Huh? The nightmare is gone. You purified it.
Just my way of dealing with the abyss. That fucking abyss purification thing was like untouched since Mondstadt way back then. And ever since it was brought up again, Natlin, it seems like it's coming back in spades. I feel like I'm misusing that phrase, but you get what I mean.
Humans! And a bunch of yokai!
I see, well, technically...
The Mikawa Flower Festival! The humans are gonna... They're gonna... What were they gonna do?
Looks like they're confused. They still seem wary of humans. That might have something to do with a long time in hiding. Hiding? You described the memories to the group.
Oh, that explains all the Boss Toma this and Boss Toma that. That was the only thing they could imitate.
I need to look back at some of this shit now.
Wait a second. Hitotsume Kozo and the others should be Akitsu-yuge experts. But this time, Toma did all the work. I can't believe we missed something so suspicious.
You're like Hazel if his skills only worked in hindsight.
Oh, you're saying Paimon's deductive reasoning is Hazel level.
I don't see how that's more or less.
Based on your description, Traveler, it's possible these Bakedanuki have been in hiding for 500 years. Sounds like they know Ioroi, too. Why don't we ask him? It's not far.
The protector of the grove. It's been 500 years since our last meeting. Sarah, Hazo, return to the festival to keep watch. The doppelganger incident has been resolved, but the threat of the nightmare remains. I will handle the meeting with Ioroi myself.
Yes, Shogun. How much from King's Heart involved in this? I would have liked her voice too, but I'm happy Shogun's voice, so that's a plus.
Ioroi, we're back!
Oh, keep it down. Bringing all these people at this hour. Don't you know even statues need to sleep? Shogun! I bow before thee. No, wait, shoot, I'm still a statue. What should I...
All is well, Ioroi, hidden protector of the grove.
I've never seen Ioroi so afraid.
Ah, that would be because when Ioroi tried to pluck a naku weed from the Imperial Garden, A nearly split him in two, Yashiori Island style.
Oh, I get it.
Keep it to yourself, you meddlesome kitsune.
Ioroi, I wish to ask you something.
Anything, Shogun. Absolutely anything. It is my honor to answer.
You're so terrifying.
Suck up.
You could have at least slowed down a little. It took forever to convince them to come with me.
Jeez.
Ah! It's Yorai!
I guess it means he's not very athletic.
The humans really did kill you!
Your body is stone!
Huh? I am not dead!
I am not dead!
Not dead? The kitsune spoke the truth?
This smell is Yoroi! Yoroi is alive!
Yoroi? The humans really did seal you away!
Wait, this must be Kinkaku, and Tetsunosuke! You weren't sealed away?
When the humans, Kabuda Harunosuke, came to hurt us.
We ran and hid. The humans searched and searched. So many friends couldn't move. Our yokai powers were getting weaker.
So we decided to escape the human just as the great Baketanuki Tsukumo taught us. By digging a hole in the ground!
Digging a hole in the ground.
That's when we uncovered a horn filled with yokai power. It was the will of the great Baketanuki Kichiro made manifest.
It restored our power, and then we made the human go, oh, ching, yeah,
Oh, and by ting tune, yeah, you mean?
What am I listening to?
We tricked him and ran.
So, you didn't actually beat him up at all?
We've been using the horn to hide ever since. But there are too many humans. It's getting harder to hide.
A horn full of yokai power. Could that be the source of the nightmares? The reason the Baketanuki are so afraid of humans? If the horn contained the fragment of a nightmare, using its power to hide would spread the nightmare to them. That means the Baketanuki have been trapped inside this state of anxiety for 500 years.
Ha! I could have told you that nothing good would come from that horn. Using external power is against the Tanuki path.
We strayed from the path?
Unfortunately so.
But the horn helped us hide from the humans. The humans tried to take our land.
On the contrary, the purpose of the investigation was to determine in advance if yokai were present on the land in question. Whether we avoid encroaching on yokai territory altogether or attempt to reach a mutually beneficial agreement, a peaceful resolution was always the goal.
Oh, really?
Wait, that is what the humans said back then, isn't it?
By order of the Shogun, if yokai live here, we need to discuss the proposal.
Ginkaku Tetsunosuke. Not all humans are bad. Yellowfur over there helped me a great deal, you know.
I don't know. I don't like the look of the orange on him as well.
Besides, the Baketanuki were only sealed away back then because Ioroi stole that comb.
Yoroi? It's a thief? Yoroi got what he deserved.
How was I to know it was used to make sacred Sakura Daifuku? I gave it back, didn't I?
That's better.
So the humans were mean for no reason?
Well, if you must know, the young human and I fought. I was perhaps a tad careless, so I conceded the match. Anyway, the point is, neither side is bad.
There he goes again, changing the subject when it makes him look bad.
Now you know. No human is trying to harm you.
So, it was all a nightmare.
500 years in hiding? For nothing.
It was a 500-year-long game of hide and seek. What's so bad about that? Besides, you won.
Huh? We won? Go us! We're even better than Eoroy!
We're even better than Eoroy.
Hey, my game of hide and seek isn't over yet.
Wow, the mind of a Bake Danuki is something else. Still so cheerful even after all that.
That nature is what isolated them from the worst effects of the nightmare and prevented them from causing any real harm. But a nightmare that's still affecting people after all this time? Who could it belong to? A horn buried under Mount Yogo.
I feel like I've heard a legend about that.
Tainted by darkness, the Oni warrior raised her sword against the almighty shogun. Losing an arm and a horn to the shogun's blade, she fled into the forest, never to be seen again.
Now I remember this little bit of information.
A trusted lieutenant fighting against the forces of darkness, she was once devoured whole by a beast from beyond this world, with the body of a tiger and the tail of a serpent, until she tore the creature apart from within. Thus she earned the name Chiyo the Tiger Bite, or Tora Chiyo.
I don't think Chiyo would like that name. Though she escaped the belly of the beast alive, that battle never left her. She saw the memories of her fallen comrades everywhere, slaughtered one after another, until she could no longer distinguish dream from reality.
A nightmare doesn't incapacitate someone with enough. A nightmare doesn't incapacitate someone with sufficient strength. It's sort of something even
The nightmare
worse.
twisted every joy in her life, her subordinates, family, and friends, into enemies in need of destruction. It was in that state, trapped in the battlefield of her mind, that she raised her sword against me on Mount Yogo. With the Muso no Hitotachi, I cut off her arm, one of her horns, and a portion of the mountain itself. I suspect that is when the horn in question was buried there.
And subsequently uncovered by 3 Bake Danuki. That means the fragment on the horn comes from Chiyo's nightmare.
Nightmares feed on fear and anxiety. If what the traveler saw is true, it's possible Kinkaku and the others' fear over the past 500 years allowed the fragment to gain physical form and become something akin to a Jibakure, an earthbound spirit. They move through the ley lines, but are also bound by them. That's why the traces of this entity appeared intermittently and never outside of Mount Yogo.
It would seem the fragment of this nightmare is no different from the one back then. It hates all joy and every good thing in this world. The investigation team working for a better future? Attacked. Hitotsume Kozo and his friends, kind enough to lend a helping hand? Attacked.
Yeah, and we were attacked too! Right when we were having fun with the playtesting.
So why has it appeared since?
Perhaps it needs to regain strength after your defeat. Or perhaps it is biding its time because it knows, with whatever rationality remains, that it cannot defeat you. But sooner or later, its twisted hatred will force it out of hiding, and it will move to strike its enemies. When Chiyo set her sights on a target, she was never one to waver.
Oh.
But both possibilities prove something. Nightmare fragments can be defeated,
She got her sword drawn.
and an enemy that can be killed is one that can be split in two by the power of Muso Ishin.
There's really no other way?
Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. A fragment of a nightmare tied to a severed horn. That is all that remains. The living must take precedent over the memory of the dead.
Even so, having to at least Mushoishin against her again, would it really be okay? Mizuki and Archon suffer from the same turmoil as the rest of us. The dead may be gone, but that doesn't mean our emotions die with them.
Who cares about the dead anyway? I'm just trying to look out for the living.
What is that supposed to mean, Miko?
Oh, I'm just concerned about our poor Bake Danuki friends.
Huh? What does that have to do with us?
The nightmare fragment has been tied to the Bake Danuki for nearly 500 years. Strike it down, and who's to say whether you take the lives of our poor friends along with it?
That's in thought.
I beseech you, almighty Shogun, spare the young ones. It was just a momentary... a 500-year-long lapse in judgment.
I guess depends on what you consider momentary.
Miko, you speak the truth?
If you don't believe me, ask Mizuki and the Traveler. I'm sure they've encountered similar cases during their extensive travels.
Well, Oh!
Oh.
Yes. During my studies both in Liyue and Natlan.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that happen before.
Then, what would you propose?
Her.
This nightmare fragment is a constant threat to Inazuma. Should all other options fail, I will take action.
If the fragment's hatred toward the world comes from a nightmare, then the most logical option is to get rid of the nightmare itself.
Right! Can't you just eat the nightmare, Mizuki?
The Yumekui Baku already tried that 500 years ago. Even yesterday, when faced with the corruption of the nightmare, Mizuki could only mitigate the effects.
What was impossible back then is not necessarily impossible now. I think Mizuki has the right idea. If we cannot eradicate the nightmares directly, why not use this entity's tricks against it? Combat illusions with illusions. Combat nightmares with dreams.
Is that even possible?
I feel like something like that happened in one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Dream Warriors, I think that was a thing.
Don't forget, there are yokai that specialize in shape-shifting and illusions, and they happen to be right in front of us.
Where? Kinkaku doesn't see them anywhere!
You're an idiot, aren't you?
Maybe they're hiding as trees? Or the wind?
How would you hide as the wind?
Fools! The Kitsune is clearly referring to the Bake Danuki. Tetsunosuke, Kinkaku, must you be so dense?
Given their centuries-long connection to the nightmare fragment, they are perfectly positioned to create a dreamscape that the entity will be unable to distinguish from the real world.
Back then, the nightmare had little to no weaknesses. If we want to give the Bake Danuki an opportunity to strike, I assume you have a plan, Miko?
You said it yourself. Mikoshi Chiyo is gone. All that remains is a fragment of her nightmare, already broken and vulnerable. Besides, Mizuki is an old friend, one that is not to be underestimated. She has traveled the land studying dreams and is far more capable than those old fossils back then.
Not gonna say anything?
She just usually doesn't compliment me to my face. But Miko's right. If we work together, I'm confident we can put together a ritual to subdue the nightmare fragment.
Once we perform the ritual, it will take some time for the barrier to take effect. Luckily for us, we have two formidable warriors on our side.
Me and Raiden.
Our festival representative, who also happens to have extensive experience against dark forces, and the almighty Shogun, unmatched in combat. I'm sure the two of you can buy us some time.
There's just one problem. Since this entity can pass through the ley lines, its movements are unpredictable. If we're going to create a barrier, how can we be sure it appears where we want?
The solution to that is obvious. If the nightmare fragment despises all sources of joy and happiness, then naturally a joyous occasion would be an evil beyond measure. An enemy that must be annihilated at all costs.
So, if we want to lure it out,
the obvious target would be...
The Mikawa Flower Festival!
What joy could possibly compare to finishing one's work right before the deadline?
I would imagine we can all think of a few. But I agree. The Mikawa Flower Festival is the most plausible target. Once the enemy appears, I will pull them into the plane of Euthymia immediately. I will not put the people in danger. Traveler, I ask that you join me there so we can subdue the enemy together.
Of course.
All right. I will update everyone back at the festival and start the preparations for the ritual. I'll need your help, Mizuki. It's going to be a busy night.
Looks like an all-nighter for me.
Poor Mizuki.
Well, this was your idea. Oh, and don't forget, you need to finish a Little Fox's Daydream as well.
Oh.
And in a surprising twist, you were my nightmare all along.
Poor Mizuki. Talk to where is A? Oh, down there.
Well, Ioroi, as I see it, you've been punished long enough. It's about time you were released.
Released? I can do that myself anytime I want. This statue keeps me warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Don't interfere.
Yoroi is the best!
Besides, the seal's power is almost gone. What I really want is for you to help me give that sneaky kitsune a piece of my mind.
Ioroi, she's already...
Not so fast. I won't be fooled by your tricks again. Whatever you were about to say, she can tell me herself, instead of sending some young kitsune to hoodwink me.
Also, you're lucky there's no pigeons up here, otherwise you have a bunch of pigeon shit on you. Talk to me, A.
Traveler, during the battle tomorrow, it is imperative you know your limits. If the enemy proves too much to handle, leave them to me.
But...
I know. I understand your concerns, just as you know mine. We need not say any more than that. Just get some rest and prepare yourself for the battle to come.
Okay, get some rest, eh?
One more thing. Thank you.
To be continued. I think out of everyone who's still voiced in this, I'm happiest that A's voiced. Seeing as how central she is. It's definitely the best that she's the one that's still voiced in all this. Alrighty, that's it for this part. Stay tuned for next time when I go to this event's conclusion, or what I assume is going to be the conclusion.